Hey guys, today we're going to be working on graphing lines in slope-intercept form. And so I'm going to kind of just give you some basic ideas. When we do that, we're talking about graphing things that are in the format y equals mx plus b, where m is our slope, or in other words, our rise over run, and b is what's called the y-intercept. It does not matter what these numbers are, what m and what b are. We use them the same way every time. So I'm going to do two examples for you. Y equals 3x plus 2 and y equals negative 1/3 x minus 1. Okay, so if we graph this first one, give myself a little grid here. First thing we want to understand is the y-intercept. The y-intercept is where on this line, this vertical line, I'm going to touch the y-axis. So this tells me I'm at a positive 2, so I'm going to go up to 2, and I'm going to put that first dot. From there, I'll use the slope, which is 3 over 1. I need two numbers for my slope to tell me from that dot, I'm going to go up 3 more, and I'm going to go over 1 to the right. Now, if it was, I went up to, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay. If I went, if it was like a 2 over 3, I'd go up 2 over 3. If one of them's negative, then it's usually a dropping value. And then I can just draw my curve, or my line, straight through those 2 points. If we're dealing with something more like this, where we have a negative slope, we're expecting it to generally trend downward. So we'll change colors here again. And in this case, it has a negative 1 as our y-intercept. So I'm actually going to go down to negative 1, and that's where I'll put my first dot. From there, I'm supposed to go down 1. All right, so I'm going to apply the negative to the top value. So down 1 and over 3. So I can go down 1 here, and I'm going to go 3 to the right. 1, 2, 3, and I'll put that dot there. And there's my curve, or straight line. Hopefully you do a better job drawing straight lines than I do on the computer. But and that's really what we're looking at. There are two special cases that have unique equations. There are times that you might end up with something like y equals 2x or 2/3 x. Notice there's no b value here. There's nothing special about it except that it crosses right at 0, 0. I'd go up 2 over 3, put my new dot, and there's my line. So if you don't have a plus b or a minus something at the end of the equation, that just means you're going to cross right through the origin. The two other special cases are our horizontal and our vertical. They will not look like a slope-intercept form. And so you might not see these in this assignment, but it's worth talking about while we're talking about lines and the way they curve, the way that they're graphed. So for a horizontal line, okay, that means your line is going sideways, like this. Well, let's say that that's at 2. That means every point on this graph has a y value that's equal to 2. So the actual equation for this would be y equals 2. Notice the x is not involved in this equation at all. That tells me that the x can be whatever I want, but the y will always be 2. Coincidentally, if I drew a vertical line, let's draw one right here, over here at, say, 2, call that positive 2, that the x everywhere on this line, all of these points, has an x-coordinate of 2. So the x is always 2. Notice again the y value is not defined in the equation, so the y can be anything we want. This is how we graph lines. They do need 2 points, and then we just connect those 2 points with a straight edge. Please be careful when you're putting marks down that you're kind of consistent about the size of your dash marks. Don't do a small one and then a big jump. Try to stay consistent. It'll make your graphs look a lot better. Hopefully that'll help you with the general idea of graphing lines.